Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to let me see if I can put this on my shirt. I should just put it like right here. I don't want it too close. But yeah, so welcome back to my channel. I have my iPad here. I'm vlogging on my phone because I had my vlogging camera, but for one, it's about to die. And two, your girl don't know how to upload the videos onto her camera, to her laptop, or even to my iPad to get it off the camera to upload it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out how to do that on another day. But yeah, so I got a bunch of videos recorded on there, but like I said, I don't know how to get them off and uploaded, so we're gonna worry about that on another day. But yeah, so I have my iPad here. It's not really notes, but it's notes. It's really just like questions that I'm going to answer. Um and so yeah. So my pastor talked about a couple months ago about evolving. And so I'm not about to talk about evolving. That's not something I'm gonna talk about, but some of the questions I'm going to be answering, like I evolved in my life. And so um, that's the whole reason of this. Basically, kind of how my life evolved. And so I looked up the definition of evolving because I can't remember what his definition was that he said, but not even the definition of evolving, but I just looked up the word evolve because I was like, I want to break it down to a smaller word. So when I looked up the word evolved, it said to call forth or come up. So I feel like I've evolved because God is telling me like, okay, like you've been in the world a long time. It's time for you to come on now. Like, come on, bring it a little longer. Come on, you did too much now. You didn't seen everything. Come on, time to come back. So I'm like, okay, God, and y'all, like this has been. Don't get me wrong, it hasn't been all smooth. It's been some rocks and bumps, but I wouldn't trade it in for nothing in the world. Like for how I feel every day, waking up, knowing that I have God on my side. Like I love it. Like it is the best feeling ever. Like I ain't gonna get too much into it because that's kind of my first question. So we ain't even gonna get into that. Um, so when I was looking up the word evolve, another word came up. Hey guys, so the word I was actually trying to say was surpassed, not suppressed, but surpassed. Pressed. And I love the definition. It says to become greater, better than, or stronger than. And so I feel like those words go together because you're coming forth, you're coming up, and when you're coming up, you're also coming back greater than, stronger than, better than the person that you were before. And I absolutely love that. So those kind of just went together with me. So the first question is, how do I feel about friendships and things now? Um, and the reason why I'm answering this question is because I had a lot of friends back in the day. Friends, put that way. Okay, so yeah, I had a lot of friends back in the day, and now, for one, I don't have too many friends because I have a busy lifestyle. Like I said, I'm trying to be more involved with the church and just like have a bigger and better relationship with God. So I don't have time to, you know, be around people that's trying to influence me to do bad things, or even though I'm not easily influenced, but that, or even just like people that's not on the same page as me and don't have the same goals as me. So I don't even have that many friends. So yeah. But my circle's small. I don't have that many people that I'm around because when God is trying to evolve you, like and suppress you, you can't be around people like how you used to be around them. Like you can't be around just every and anybody, because they will distract you, try to distract you, and you just God can't be. I mean, He can. God can do anything, but some things He just wants to do with just you. Like you don't need everybody in your corner, everybody in your life. So that's how I feel about friendships. And then another thing is friendships and relationships. I used to be so sad if somebody get out of my life because I'm such a nice and clingy person. So if somebody exited out of my life back in the day, I would be so sad and so hurt. And versus now, my relationship is God with God. I'm like, okay, like they gone, but God, you still there. So I'd be like, bye to them because I still got God. So nothing too much bothers me when it comes to actual people leaving my life because now that I have God, I don't have time to be pressed about somebody that's temporarily in my life and that's not we not holding hands and going up to heaven together. How do I feel about YouTube? So um when I wrote these questions down, I don't even know why I wrote this. So how I feel about YouTube is I'm going to try to be more consistent with it. Because my pastor, anybody that knows him, he's very, very blunt. And so the other day he talked about how like you start something, you don't finish it. And anybody that's been following me for a good little minute, I had a good come up on YouTube. Like I had subscribers, I had people actually commenting, like I had like a lot of stuff and I loved it. Like people saying, hey, can you do a video of this and that? And I'm like, you know, I loved it. I loved it a lot. And it was just getting, I ain't gonna say depressing because that's not the word to use, but it's a lot of work. Anybody that knows YouTube, it's a lot of work. Um, and then you get a lot of negative comments. So I was getting negative comments and things of that nature, which I probably still will. Um, but yeah, so it was just like a very, mm, I was like, why do I even want to do this to be sitting here talked about? Like, that's crazy. But now I don't care. They're going to talk regardless. You doing good. They're going to talk. They're going to talk. They just going to talk. Okay. Like, they're going to talk. I didn't have somebody come to me and say, like, I hope you try to be as holy as you act. Like, back then, it's never been an act, honestly. I just wasn't convicted. That's a good word. I was not convicted then. So I was still going to church and everything, but I wasn't convicted then. So now I'm convicted, like this is what I want to do. I can't live without God. I can't live without if I miss one service, I'm gonna feel so bad. If I even think about missing a service or think about not praying or think about not reading my Bible, my day is gonna be horrible. I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like I even got my alarm set to like every 4 hours to pray, like because I don't want to be ever too busy to where I can't pray. So no matter, I could be in my patient room, y'all, and I'm be like, oh, my alarm's going off to pray, and I'm gonna say a silent prayer in my head, like they'll just know I just get quiet all of a sudden. That means I'm praying, because I'm too knee deep to be going anywhere else. So yeah, and plus I rather evolve than be involved. If that makes sense. That might be the title of this video. Period. Okay? No, it's not. Because my pastor is not about to be saying I copy him. Never mind. No, it ain't. But y'all, that's a good little thing. I'm like that as a post though. I am. So, my life before and after God. So, my life before and after God, I always had God in my life. But he's more in my like I cannot express this enough, like that I cannot live without God. Like I need God. Like I said, I have to pray. I have to read my Bible every day. Like I have to. Like I cannot. You know how you feel when the man you love leave? That's how I feel if I ain't pray or read my Bible. Like, and I know people get tired of me, like, because I'm always trying to look at the positive aspects of things now. Like somebody say anything to me, like they lost their job, I'm like, oh well, it's okay. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna come up, or maybe your bills just might be paid up for the next couple months just because. Like I'm always like trying to look at the positive aspect of things. I try not to be negative about anything. anymore. So, um, yeah. And then like versus back in the day, I could skip a Sunday just because I'm sleepy and not feel nothing. Now, like I said, I have that conviction. So if I miss a Sunday, a Tuesday, don't pray, don't do anything that involves I'm just feeling like I'm lost, like a chicken with my head cut off, and I don't like that. So that's the difference between now and then. Like I get a very bad conviction now. Sorry, but yeah, I get a very bad conviction now about whatever I do that's not of God. Like I remember one time my pastor told me I was doing something that was bad and I didn't realize it was bad. He was just like, yeah, he was like, what you're doing, he was like, that's, and I just felt so bad. I probably started crying on me because I was just like, I feel bad. So when you have a spiritual connection to me, it's just like if you're laying on a hospital bed seat, you don't have that connection with God to where you're like, I'm about to pray for this person or even me to get up out this bed, and that like the doctor's gonna come in here and just be like, well, what the heck happened? A second ago you had this going on, and now you don't have this going on no more. Like, what happened? God, like that's the answer. Versus religious is people that religious routine, that's what just came to my head. Religious routine. So, being religious, I said that country. Being religious is like you going to church every Sunday, but you just sitting there, not feeling nothing, no conviction. Singing your gospel songs, no conviction. That's just, it's just a routine. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but religious is just a routine. Like, that's all it is. A routine. That's I ain't got nothing to say about that. Religion routine. That's it. Okay. I ain't got nothing to say. Okay. What's my favorite book of the Bible? Oh my gosh. It would have to be between Genesis, Psalms, and Revelation. That's not an answer, but it's the answer. So Genesis, because I just love how it talks about just how God created everything. And I like that book because that chapter because I'm literally looking outside like every day, like right now, looking outside every day and just looking like God really just did his thing. Like it's just so beautiful outside. Like even when it's ugly outside, I'm still like it's still beautiful because it's gonna be a better day tomorrow because this rain is gonna make the flowers bloom. And that's a good thing to think about too. That just came in my head like when rainy days won't last always because eventually the flowers gonna bloom. That rain gonna help the flowers bloom. It's gonna keep the grass pretty, you know. So yeah. That's all I have for today, you guys. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a comment, like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video. And make sure that you guys evolve and don't get involved because getting involved don't be good.